So when I was in grade 7 or so, I made this board game called Galactic Takeover. And it's kind of like a merge between like Risk and Monopoly, but like in space. And there's like a bunch of different planets, and you can have bases and ships and stuff like that. But I tried to see if I could publish a version of it on the Game Crafter recently, because I was kind of learning how to do that when I was doing Quantum Heroes stuff. And so I tried putting together all the pieces that would be required on the Game Crafter. And then it said it would be about like $130-something. I think I'll need to refine the game a little bit more if I ever want to put it out there. So I can't remember exactly what the first part of the game was that I worked on. The smart thing would have been for me to make the instruction manual first, but I can't confirm that that was exactly what I did. But I remember when I was making this board, I didn't really put that much thought into space required for each piece of land, because you can see here I have like the planets, and then there's like how many jumps it takes to get between each planet, but there's also like different islands on the planets, and you basically build your bases on those islands. The issue is something like, you know, this planet here, it's really hard to put pieces on an island right there when you have another island right there and there, and somehow you need to fit pieces on the jump points between there. I didn't really think that through all that much. I've always really enjoyed games that are really long and really complicated. And sometimes I feel bad for the people who had to play Galactic Takeover with, because they might not have had the same excitement for games that are exceedingly long, exceedingly complicated. But I don't feel that bad. So aside from the board, we have some other pieces here. This is the box that has all the pieces and stuff in it. If you open it up like this, you can see, first of all, the first thing you might be concerned about is the fact that there is a calculator in here. And if ever a board game needs a calculator when it is not a math-focused board game, you should be concerned and know that the rules need some refinement. But there are a couple other pieces in here too. These are all like the pieces that were used in the game. This is all like the bases and the ships and all of the other stuff here. Then I have 2 dice, which I stole from some other game. Then I have the currency here, which, again, if I were to publish this game, I need to do this a little bit differently, because it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely Monopoly money that was photocopied with other names on it. And then here is a deck of cards, which I could also probably refine because it's used for one part in the game and for nothing else. And then here is like the rule book and stuff. That has like the costs for everything. So I think I had like 4 sheets here that was like the costs for every different item. As you can see, there are lots and lots of items. I spent a month of my life just cutting out those cardboard pieces. just cutting. There's over 400 of those in a month. Just cutting. There's a lot of cutting. Basically, the way that the game works is that, well, here's my rule book. The way it works is that there can be up to 4 players. There are minimum 2, but basically each team has a different color here. Each of these bags are different colors. I use Shiro boxes to cut them out. Let's say, for example, I believe this is red. First, you have to sort all the pieces, which takes years. But basically, you get a certain amount of money every turn, and then what you do is that you can place down like towns, and then you can upgrade. You can buy higher level towns and stuff like that and put them on. So it's a little bit like Catan as well, but then you add in like more and more towns and stuff like that. And then you can add like a ship port where you build spaceships, and then you can travel off to different planets and stuff like that. But you also are trying to take over the other people's territories, so you can try and take over. If your opponent is here and you're here, you can travel over here and then try and take down all of their stuff that's here. And then you get money by having more cities and more towns, and then you battle people with like ships and space stations, which is like, or blockades, which are here, and other kind of ships and stuff like that. And basically, when you're wiped off the board completely is when you're out of the game, which is why it takes so long, because there's a whole section at the end where it's like you're kind of chasing someone across the map to take them out. So right here we have the entire game set up on the table. What I've done is I organized the pieces for each team. Here we have, like if we have the red team, can't really read it because it's pencil on cardboard and being reflected by light. But over here are the towns, so there's tier 1 through tier 5. There's the cities, tier 1 and 2. These are defense towers. They're like, you put them on here and then they'll help combat like ships and stuff that attack. We have the army, tier 1 through 5. We have a ship port, which is where you build the ships. Military base, which is where you build the armies. And then we have fighter, transport, bomber, mega ship, captain, and a mothership. And those are like the 6 different classes of ship that you can have in this game. And then we have blockades and a blockade key, which is used to disarm other teams' blockades. The blockades go like right on there, and then all the other stuff gets placed on here, and the ships can travel along here or along there. Also have the currency spread out there. Deck of cards over here, and then each person gets their price sheet that tells you how much every different piece costs, and information about each of the pieces. It took me a really long time to set up the game on the table. One of the first times I played this game was with my family and grandparents, and one of the teams was on this planet over here, the ice planet, and they had their first base over here, and then one of the other teams was over on this planet, and basically they tried building ships and trying to leave this planet, but every time they tried to leave,
One of the other people who was over here just kept sending a ship, and it just kind of they got stuck here, and then they were defeated. They didn't really get anywhere off of this planet.
I don't know if you can tell, but I am a complete nerd.